This is Firdaus Karas. When most people think of animation, the first image that comes to mind is light-hearted Disney films or Saturday morning children's cartoons.
In another of their happy adventures.
Only a small minority might be familiar with the rare animated films exploring political or social issues. The same simplicity that accounts for animation's appeal to mainstream also imbues it with a universality and impact that make it an effective tool in spreading public health and human rights messages throughout the world. Animation provides the perfect vehicle for affecting large-scale changes in the behaviors and attitudes behind the kinds of problems that can now spread like wildfire across borders, like diseases, and to tackle ingrained issues like racism and gender inequality. Firstly, animators are able to give their characters whatever physical features they choose. In live-action films, the actors inevitably reflect a specific ethnicity, and their clothing and hairstyles betray a specific culture and social status. When I created a campaign aimed at curbing domestic and sexual violence, a taboo subject in many cultures, I created characters who were blue and bald, which enabled the campaign to avoid representing a single race or nationality and allowed the messages to cross ethnic, religious, and class boundaries. Such non-specific characters also help remind audiences of common traits: love of family, desire for peace, the need for food and shelter that almost all human beings share. Secondly, animated public service campaigns are much easier to translate into different languages, and so can be quickly distributed in any language necessary, reaching large amounts of people in a short amount of time. My work exists in nearly 200 language versions and has been seen by over 1 billion people throughout the world. Thirdly, animation also has a special knack for conveying humor in a way that people across cultures can understand. Humor enhances a message's power by inspiring audiences to change their behaviors and attitudes rather than coercing, scaring, or threatening them into it. It also makes them more likely to watch the message in the first place, to engage with it because they want to, not because they have to. Humor also eases the tension around sensitive issues and, as an added bonus, can slip more easily past censors. A trio of talking animated condoms with arms and faces is much less threatening than a direct warning about HIV/AIDS. Fourthly, in our modern age of global, instant, and widespread communications, animation offers an easy and affordable way to spread messages to hard-to-reach populations.
A world with nature for all. The global movement to inspire.
With smartphone ownership in emerging and developing nations rising at an extraordinary rate, an animated film on an emerging public health crisis, such as Zika or Ebola, can be reached by millions of people at the press of a button. Mobile cinemas and snap-on projectors for smartphones and laptops are becoming more accessible, offering even more viewing platforms for audiences on the street, in refugee camps, and even on the back of a white t-shirt. It is a truism that preventing a problem is far, far easier and cheaper than treating it after it occurs. By harnessing the power of animation, a power that only grows as we become a more global and interconnected society, we can make the world a safer, healthier, and happier place.